Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this morning. Got a big show lined up. But first, let's talk about some of this nice weather we're having. Well, it's going to continue. It's just really pleasant. We're going to end February really nice. High today 63, low 44. The pier, the water temperature at the end of the pier is right at 59.4. That's been steady the whole month. Our river reading, you know what the river is going to be looking at? The Apalachicola Bluntstown, it's at flood stage at 22.6. And the Choctaw at Carabelle, it's high. It's at this 11 foot, and hopefully it's going to get better with this little period of good weather we're having. So it's going to be nice. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good tides this week. We're looking at a low tide this morning at 4:33, and a high tide at 5:15. Marine forecast again. It looks good too. It's not in double digits. It's coming northwest at about 8. They'll call it 5 to 10. We're going to round off to 8. So it's going to be a nice day. Good outdoor weather. So hunting season's over, so you can just sort of get out and just do some things in the woods. All right, let's take our break, and we'll be right back with some really good pictures. Okay, welcome back. We got a lot of pictures to show, all kind of exciting things going on here, even though, the last week or two has been sort of slow and outdoor stuff because of the weather. We still have some good pictures. Let's start off with a little humorous one, because this is a little fishing tip now. When someone tells you to go fishing in the trees, they're not actually talking about, going into trees. They're talking about fishing underneath the trees. So we were mentioning that last week when I showed you the trees on the Apalachicola River my dad and I fished at. We did not fish in the trees. We fished where the trees were located. Okay, let's look at Randy Beavers. JR Barbecue, Randy. This is, he was very thankful. Thank you for blessing me with this nice 8-point. Special thanks to my Rib Shack crew for holding down the fort, and his wifey for understanding the passion and time he has to do that. So that's a deep appreciation of things he gets to do well. Speaking of the Apalachicola River, this is up at Neal's Landing in Bluntstown. They've been working on it. They've got recent improvements. They have a wider boat ramp and a rock jetty, and they've got an FWC grant. And here's looking from the land to the water, and you can see the ramp itself is in good shape. It's got those little curves in it, sort of stop the erosion and better gripping. And then you got a floating dock out there, so you can really that's in good shape there up at Neal's Landing, right there in Bluntstown. Okay, Michael Harris sent me this. Lindsay Kiefer posted this on Facebook of 7 pounds caught on a bush hook around Sneeds. Asked her if she'd mind if I send it to you, and she said, of course not. That's a fine catfish right there. You think those kids are excited? 70-pound catfish on a bush hook. Now that would be a challenge to get into the boat. I don't know how they got into the boat. I hope they had some help. You see, it was one of those rainy days last week. Okay, Christina Charles, I want to post this is outdoor education. This is almost complete. Their son Clay passed the online portion of the hunter safety course. So then they have a field test in 9 days, a homeschooled hunter. So good job, Christina, doing that in hunter safety. Okay, this is a great story here. And I'm gonna show the picture, and I'm gonna get back to it and tell you a lot about it later. But this is a picture here of one of my former students making pompano jigs. But I want to tell you the whole story later. Okay, March 14th, 2021, we turn our clocks forward. Okay, more light, longer days. That means spring is coming. So that's right around the corner. Speaking of some nice places to visit, Falling Water State Park, Tom Gurley. You look at this picture, you think you're up in those Tennessee mountains or up around North Carolina, and lo and behold, you're right here in Washington County. There's a pretty place there. Let's flash back to the 1950s, bass fishing in dead lakes. And what I want to show you about this picture, we always talk about what the word bateau, that means a boat right there. A lot of the homemade boats were made in this shape here, this form. It didn't have high sideboards, but that's an old Marlin motor. but that's how they were built. The old bateaus all along the Apalachicola River system and along the Choctawhatchee River system, they had these. Hey, okay, Sean Pittman. Hey, Winston, my 10-year-old daughter would love nothing more than to be on your show. Okay, I've watched for years, and now both my kids watch your show every morning getting ready for school. This is her first buck and was taken in Alabama. Her name is Riley Pittman. Now you want to see some, check this out. You want to see something cute, 10 years old. Great picture there. It's her first buck. But look at, okay, she's gotten it back now. And look at that genuine, real smile that only a 10-year-old child can have, just exuberant smile. She's happy getting it. Look at there. She's tickled, isn't she? Okay. Thank you for sending that. Okay. Michael Harris and I were up there at the youth hunt this past weekend up in Andalusia, Alabama. We always meet, everybody meets at a catfish house. It's not going to Captain Anderson's, it's crowded. We always meet up there at 7 o'clock on Friday night. And on the wall, I wanted to share this picture with you. The catfish special in 1967, only on Thursday now, from 4 to 9 on Thursday, all you can eat for $1.50. And it includes a tea or coffee and hush puppies and french fries. You're talking about a flashback to those days. And I know what happened. They got a lot of catfish coming in on Wednesday, and they had a big special on Thursday, but I thought some of y'all would appreciate that. Our buddy Junior Hagler finally got one. He waited to the end of the season, but that's a Wimico buck. That's a nice buck. Good job, Junior Hagler. And here was our Alabama youth hunt. I got a video coming up later on this week. You can see we had a great time up there, a bunch of kids. I think we had 19 kids there, and it was just a perfect day, Saturday, perfect morning to hunt and hear those dogs running, and we had a great time. Okay, I'm gonna come back to this picture too. Okay, let's see. And here's a fish I caught while I was up there. This was not too far from the catfish house. Okay, all right, let's see. Look out one more. Let's go one more. Cassie Owens King, proud of this kid. Not many 9-year-olds can freehand a 30-30, and that's a good gun for a young person. Shooting at a running deer. It's not a monster, but that's a good buck right there. So good job, Cassie, on your son's first one. Okay, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I have a couple more pictures. It wasn't all hunting because my buddy Jerry Forehand sent me a picture this weekend now. He caught a nice redfish. Check this out. This is a 30-dot, 30-inch redfish I caught Saturday afternoon on the Intercoastal Waterway. He put the boat in at White City. He released it to make somebody else's day. Also, David Conrad and I caught 6 keeper bass. So that was, Saturday afternoon was a good day to be on the water, on the Intercoastal Waterway. We'll talk about that a lot. Okay, this next picture is special to me. They're all special to me. This is like family here, the Forehand family. Ironically, Jerry's, they're cousins all, but this is Chris Forehand's son. And Connolly had his first buck at Big Daddy's farm. Look at Connolly, look at that big old smile on his face. That's his first buck. And this is just special because that's Chris on the left, that's Benny in the middle, and his grandson Connolly on the right. They're at the farm there. And now Benny and I have fished and hunted together since he was out of high school. And he's one of my closest friends. And Chris, we just helped our kids were almost raised. We've known the kids since they're all in diapers and all. And Chris is an engineer now, Panhandle engineering, but 3 generations. So. And here's sweet Marsha. Always, Gail and Marsha have been friends since she was in high school. I got out of high school. So just a great family and great friends of ours. And I'm so glad Connor got his first buck hunting with Big Daddy. Okay, one more real quick. I'm going to talk about this later, but I read the story last night. These 2 college students, they put off their freshman year to travel around the country to catch every state fish. Now, is that not a cool thing to do? This just came. This is in the paper, Field and Stream last week. But I read the story. I'm going to talk more about the story. But they're from Virginia, and they're going to be they're headed to Clemson. Jeff, they're going to be Clemson students. But they put it off, and decided because of COVID really and the restrictions and watching all this your classes on TV and all and that they just put off the year. So they're going around to each state and catching state fish. So far, I think they've been to 23 states and caught the state fish. And someone on the interview asked them what's been a favorite state and to catch a fish out of. And they said Wisconsin, which I'm not surprised because Wisconsin has such a fishery up there and all. But when they get around here to Florida, they're going to say the favorite state's going to be Florida, I'm sure. Okay, now, next segment I want to go into, well, let's add some names right now. I got a couple of names. All right, let's see. I got Jerry Vickers from Howard Creek. Okay. Also from Howard Creek, Kathy Vickers. Now, I thought I had some more around here somewhere. And I probably do. I'll find them later. But we got some more names too. So the Howard Creek bunch. It's about to bust loose down there pretty soon with some fishing. Okay, the next little segment I want to talk about, I was thinking, looking around, and Michael Harris and I, we were traveling, when we went to Andalusia on the way back, we were talking about some of the things that just really meant a lot to Panhandle Outdoors over the past years and all. And one of the things we really enjoyed doing were the Florida Sportsman shows. And it was put on by the Florida Sportsman magazine. They had it over in Fort Walton at the fairgrounds. I know a lot of y'all came. I saw a lot of y'all viewers. We met a lot of y'all there. And once a year in the springtime, and they would do clinics and do, we'd have booths and, different tackle people would have a booth and the clinics were good. They had one little station, a knot tying station where the guy was showing them how to attach your line to the hook. It was just a great setup. And of course, they quit doing it several years back, not because of the COVID. Really, I talked to the guy that put it on. They advertised on our show, and he and I met for lunch on the way. At the end of it, on the way back, he swung through Panama City to see me and all. And he said, Winston, he said, your show is something special. He said, I so much appreciate you advertising for us and getting on there, but I just want to let you know, we don't know how long we're going to do these shows. I said, you got to be kidding. He said, I know this one up here just is popular, but I want to tell you something. He said, well, and this is something we know. He said, our biggest attendance is in like Fort Myers and Tampa and those areas there, but simply because, not because of the quality of the show, but because of the population of the people that are coming in. And so, and sure enough, the next year they canceled it. It was not a money loser, but they still do some, and I think they still do one in the Fort Myers and Tampa area. But it's really, I wish we could. So I'm saying all that to say this: I wish we could get our outdoor shows back up in this area, an outdoor expo, and maybe some of these clubs or something may want to take that on as a project. And I know we could get a lot of stuff going on. We could combine it with a boat show. I'm not talking about a $high boat show, a boat show for folks like us that, use these not so expensive boats, but a boat show and an outdoor expo would be great if some of y'all want to jump on that bandwagon. So with that being said, I found one of the old 3-minute videos from one of the shows several years back. And so for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you will see it on this video, just going through there and just really neat stuff. Okay, so Jeff, let's run this video. All right, folks, we're just going to do a quick overview of all the booths and all. That's our booth right there. Just coming on down. Here's the Emerald Coast Reef Association. Down here, come on down. There's some local folks, Steve Bailey, Redfish, Riviera. Hello. Okay, here. Tackle displays, Rapala, Storm, Fox. Hey, how you doing? Good. Winston Chester. Mike, thank you. That's the Cajun Thunder right there. That's Captain Pat McGriff. They're out of Keith Beach. He's here every year. Good fisherman down that way. That's a rigging academy. They're talking about rigging over here. Okay, t-shirt, tackles down to the left, tackles to the right. Okay, a couple of very important people with Florida Sports Authority. David Lawrence, okay, right here, and Denise Euler. You sort of been in charge this year. You're the head lady.
I am.
Well, how do you think about this year's show? Have you been pleased? Or?
You know, I tell you, yesterday I was really pleased. We had a line going all the way out the door into the parking lot.
Wow.
And it was a lot of hardcore anglers that want to come and learn how to catch that additional fish.
Well, that's good to hear. Good to hear. We appreciate y'all coming up our way. David, appreciate all the help you've been.
You're welcome.
Okay.
We're glad to have you here.
All right, glad to be here. Now there's the cast netting area. This is outside. Here's some local folks here. Particularly, this is Jam Fab Jig. We go to great depths to make you see all the different jigs they make over here on this. They do a lot of the
Yes, sir. That is my electronic.
Okay, here's a Shimano booth. Different rods and reels here. And next to them, is VOA. They got a whole wall of stuff. Okay, I'm here with a couple of guys that came all the way down from Cincinnati, but they're avid bass fishermen. They love the bass fish, and I was looking yesterday talking to them. I promised them I'll come by. They've come up with this bass plug. We're going to talk about it. What's the name of it?
This is the Hard Strike Lure inline spinnerbait, and it's an inline spinnerbait. It's the only inline spinnerbait made with a living rubber skirt. We also have included this quick change clevis to make it even more versatile.
Ooh.
So you can change your lure anytime you want, change the blade. And the reason why I think it works the best is we have a two-piece lure body in the lure, and when you reel it in, it sounds like a dinner bell.
Oh yeah.
It's got the rattle. We sell them for $5.
Ooh. And they're made in America.
Made by Americans in America.
That's good. The name of it is the Hard Strike Lure Company.
Hard Strike Lure Company. It's a brand new inline spinnerbait. It was featured in Bassmaster magazine in the December 2008 issue.
Okay.
We're the only spinnerbait company to make it in the magazine on page 31.
That's a big plus right there. Okay.
Folks down here in Florida are really taking a liking to it. They say the gold and the red will do good for the red.
And the beautiful thing about our spinnerbait is you can custom make it any way you want to fit your particular style of fishing. If you want a red skirt and a gold blade, or you want however way you want it, get on our website, tell us what you want, we'll build it for you.
And what's your website name?
HardStrikeLure.com.
Okay, Tom and Jared, thank you very much.
Thank you, Winston.
Okay, buddy.
Take care.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that. You see what I'm talking about by the video. There's just so much going on. Meet some of the neatest people every year. There was different kind of people there, and you saw the bass guys, coming over down from Ohio. So hopefully we could get something like that back. It would take a group effort by a group of people. It wouldn't be all one individual or one little organization. Just get a group of people doing it. So I'm all in to help, all I can. Okay. Okay. Now let me give you fishing game time today by Blue Water Outriggers. And they're a big part of it. 7:49 to 9:49 this morning, and tonight 8:16 to 10:16. And I have my buddy Joe Eddie went floundering the other night. Got his first flounder of 2021. I have that picture, but can you believe floundering in February? If anybody can do it, Joe Eddie can. But before I get into that, let's talk about this weather we've had and how it affected the fish, and of course the wildlife is another story. But the fish, the freeze, how it affected them. I vividly remember we had a freeze like this that really affected our fish. It was in Mill Bayou, and it went way back. It was a long time ago, but I remember because our principal, I was at Mosley, and our principal was Marvin McCain, and he lived up there on Mill Bayou, and he was late for school because he'd been out gathering up mullet that had frozen, that had lost oxygen and frozen stun, and had floated to the top. And he just got a couple of bucketfuls of mud. I thought that's cool when the principal could be late for school because he was catching fish. And by the way, I don't know if you know Marvin McCain. He's still kicking. I think he's about, 96 now? And he was in World War II, but not only in World War II, he was served with General Patton. He was with Patton. He was in the same tents and all with General Patton. And what a great story. But Anyway, so okay, let's get back to Texas. I'll try to finish this up. Now, I've got some pictures and show you. This is just some pictures sent in. What happens, what happens, here's what happens. When it freezes, fish, when the cold weather gets that, cold, like that polar plunge we had, the fish will try to get in deeper water because some of the warm water gets trapped into deeper holes. But what happens in the bay systems, and when it happens, the big kills, the freezes are in the bay system, it's all shallow. So all the fish in the shallow water, when the water temperature gets down that low, they don't have where to go. But the ones that find the holes survive. Here I'm going to just show you some pictures. Here's some here, that washed ashore. And then what happened was cool. They were able to revive some of the turtles. The turtles, same thing happened to turtles. And they would come floating up, and they put them in these tubs, in the little swimming pools little kid had in the backyard. And the water's warmer, or they heat them up. They're not dead now when they come and floating. They're just stunned. Now they will die when they wash ashore and all. So it was a good effort. Look at all of them, all different kinds and all turtles. So they had a very organized turtle rescue. As you could imagine, those people take it serious, and they had an organized rescue going on with the turtles. Had them banded, and they knew exactly what to do. Let's see. Let me get past this one. I've got some more. Let me go to my other fish kills. I've got some other pictures I'll just show you, but I've got all kinds of pictures on the fish kill. But I just wanted to let you understand that it happens in the bay system, and like I said, it happened here. When it gets that cold for that period of time, it has a huge effect on them. And not only do they lose oxygen at all, the researchers, here's to me the worst part of all, and what the researchers say, it has a lasting effect for years. When that many fish are lost, that many speckled trout are lost, that's a huge breeding stock. And the researchers I looked up last night and all, they all agreed, Southern Miss and all those, they agreed that it has, and Texas A&M, it has a very lasting effect. And so hopefully they're in a position now they can start restocking some areas. But again, how many redfish stocking areas do we have? We got one in Pensacola. So fortunately, Florida's not hit that hard with that. It just happens rarely. And Texas don't normally get hit like that. But just want you to be aware of and be educated, and sort of have some knowledge on what happens on these fish kills. And if you can you keep them warm, keep those turtles warm and all, they're gonna make it back. Like you see, so many of them make it back. Got to wrap it up. Good. I enjoyed doing today's show. Hope you enjoyed it. Do something good today for your fellow man, and enjoy the great outdoors and take care of it. And have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.